Welcome to Anime Anonymous. I am CJ.
And this is Ace.
And this is Jess.
And we are reviewing RWBY Season 1, a.k.a. Jess's recommendation. So this came out when?
2013.
Damn, that's a long time ago.
Classic.
I remember when this first came out.
Same.
It was me, my buddy Tevin. He and I were watching this together. And then, eventually, I showed it to her, and she was all about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember this when Kingdom Hearts was still, like, the game.
Oh, my gosh. Kingdom Hearts.
2013, yeah. So
They got, like, 87 versions of that game now. But
I played them all.
Or is it, don't they have, like, so many versions of 3, I think. And then they're making a new one? I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, they got Birth by Sleep, they got 2.5, they got the DS one.
Yeah, see?
They got
too much. My boy Eric, that is all, he loves Kingdom Hearts.
Same.
So he's played every single one.
The only one I didn't play yet was at Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, no, he's played literally every version of every game it's ridiculous. But before we jump into this anime, the normal rigmarole to get through, if you want to chat with us, Instagram or Twitter. Instagram is xanimeanonymousx. Twitter, remove that last X.
Audience, Anime Anonymous.
And then email is xanimeanonymousx@gmail.com. So, since it's your recommendation, you get to start it.
Okay.
You can start with whatever you want.
Awesome. I like this. Okay. So, RWBY, RWBY, is Season 1. It's based on the future fantasy world called Remnant. And you follow these 4 teenage girls in their dream passion to become huntresses, which are basically more of a term like basically a hunter, but they hunt monsters called Grimm. They protect
female warriors.
Yeah.
Basically.
So, and you follow these 4 teenage girls mainly, but there's other main characters that are involved as well. There's probably another 4, you would say.
At least, yeah.
There's another 4. So season 1, it was 16 episodes, and you can definitely tell who the main characters are just by the animation, because all the background characters are black. There's no detail.
Yeah, no detail, no nothing.
Nothing.
You have, like, ambient noise.
But you know who the main characters are because they definitely spent the time drawing those out. And also, all the episodes range between about 4 minutes to, what was the longest? About, like, 16,
Yeah, I was about to say, the
minutes.
longest one's, like, 15, 16 max.
Yes.
So you can finish this in less than 2 hours.
Yeah, easily.
But yeah, season 1 was more about them going into, getting into the school called Beacon. And that's a very prestigious academy. Basically, it's like high school for huntresses. After they complete Beacon, they'll get their license to become a huntress. And, you watch them go through initiation. You kind of get to learn all about their different things, which is called semblances. So it's all different powers that they all have. And you don't learn about all of them, but you learn about the main 4.
And from what I gather, no one has the same semblance.
No.
I think everyone has a personal one. Like, there's different semblances that resemble each other, but they all have their different aspects.
Yep. And the 4 girls' names, I should have said that. You have Ruby Rose, you have Weiss Schneid, you have Yang Xiaolong, and Blake Belladonna. And actually, these 4 girls represent fairy tale characters, right, CJ?
Yep, I know all of them. Do you know which ones? I know basically everybody.
No, please enlighten me.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
So, RWBY is...
Red Riding Hood.
That's easy. Weiss is Snow...
White.
Snow White.
You kind of tell with the White trailer because she starts singing a song called Mirror, Mirror.
Yeah.
And Mirror, Mirror on the Wall, who's the fairest of them all, but it's Mirror, Mirror,
I can't remember the words.
But it's Snow White.
All the music in this anime is amazing.
Yes.
By the way. Yeah. I downloaded this soundtrack so quickly when I first watched it.
Is it a father-daughter?
Yes. Yeah.
That
Casey Lee Williams is the main
whole
singer.
Oh,
and then her dad
Jeff
is
Williams.
Jeff Williams. He's the main writer and good player. Like he mainly plays guitar, but he was helping a lot with the different instruments. And then I don't think they did a Red Like Roses remake, and the mom is in that one. So it's a whole family thing. It's really, really cool. Casey Lee Williams has such a range, it's ridiculous. And you know me, I am all about music. So I loved the music in this. But piggybacking off of what Jess said, that's also how you find out why Weiss has a scar. You find that out in her trailer as well. That happens in there.
But before we go too far, who is?
That's what I was gonna say. So Blake is technically Beauty and Beast mixed into one, and then my girl Yang Xiaolong is Goldilocks, aka a Super Saiyan.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't find out that she's a Super Saiyan until later, but she's a Super Saiyan.
Okay. All right.
And her her trailer is the most hype out of all of them. I mean, granted, RWBY's is really good.
RWBY's is very good, but you can tell they did hers first.
Yeah.
Because the animation did get better with the other trailers.
Okay. Yeah, it did, but her posing and all the action and stuff is really good in RWBY's.
The bullets falling down.
Yeah, just everything. And then her just slicing up all the wolves.
All the
Insane. Grim. And then, which wolves in her trailer, so it's Red Riding Hood fighting the wolves.
Right.
She
has a hood.
She has a hood.
Red hood.
Her hood comes down. And then Weiss's wasn't my favorite. It was decent, but hers was more storytelling. Blake's was really good too. You meet one of the antagonists in there named Adam.
Right, but he's not at all in season 1.
No, he's not in season 1 at all. He's only in the trailer. And then Yang's is so good.
He sent me a meme on Teams. I'm like,
oh my god,
she's a beast.
Did you watch the trailers?
No.
We're watching the trailers. Actually, pausing right now. Be right back, guys. All right, we're back. And now Ace has seen all the trailers.
Yeah, I did feel a little left out. I was like, what's going on? This sounds good. But no, I definitely loved all the trailers. They're fire. Definitely check them out.
Yeah.
Combat is amazing.
So we're going to obviously jump into the anime. But off of watching it, who's your favorite? I mean, everybody knows my favorite. I talk about her all the time. Yang all day.
RWBY's mine.
Yeah, so I want to say I'm kind of.
And it doesn't have to be in the crew.
Yeah,
it does. From the other one if you want to.
It could be from.
Okay, then I'm gonna give you 2 answers specifically based off the trailers. I'm gonna say it's a mix between RWBY and Blake. So the reason I love RWBY is because the way she moves with the scythe reminds me of Kingdom Hearts Sora. I love that game. I love the mechanics. I love the combat. I love that whole choreography of how she fights. That's just, I'm glad she's the main character. All for it. The second thing is Blake. The way Blake moves in her ninja blitzing and the little shadow carriers and shadow images and stuff. Huge fan. So I want to say I'm going to go with RWBY if I had to really choose. But for the whole season 1, oh, hold on, let me make sure I get his name right, because this guy
Ren
is tough.
What does he look like?
Is he green?
What does he look like?
The one with the tail.
Son Goku.
The sun god.
Oh,
The
him.
sun god Wukong
Yeah, Son Goku. That's who he is.
is a
Son.
beast. I love him.
Yeah,
I love
he's
like
a
his
beast.
whole like combat kit, the way he's able to turn the staff into the nunchucks that shoot and like
Yeah, he has one of the coolest ones, and they slowed it down. Yeah.
I was like,
He's sitting there
ugh.
putting in work and shooting at the same time. Yeah,
And
he's
blocking
legit.
other people's bullets at the same time. I'm like, bro, you're OP. Even though he's really not OP, but like, nah, I
But
really
then you-
enjoyed his combat.
What's funny is later you find out what his semblance is. Like in season
That wasn't even
2.
his semblance?
No, that's not his semblance. That's just his fighting.
His
ability.
semblance is like OP.
His semblance is legit.
It's
All right,
OP.
well, you definitely got a fan here.
And if you
I was
know
like,
if you know Wukong, you would kind of maybe know what it is.
don't spoil
Oh
it.
no, I'm not
'Cause he-
saying.
'cause he
I'm
is
just saying
literally
if
my-
people know, they could be like, oh well, it has to be one of these, maybe 2 or 3 things, because they're Wukong specifics.
Okay.
But now, it's very, very tough for me to say my second favorite
Okay.
because it's a tie, honestly. But I'd probably have to say Pyrrha. I love Pyrrha so much. She's P from
Red hair.
Juniper, the red hair on John's
Red
team.
hair, green eyes,
Oh.
has
She
the
uses
spear
sword,
and
shield,
shield.
and
Okay.
spear.
Okay.
She is a beast fighter, and she is modeled after my favorite person in Greek mythology, which is Achilles. Like, I absolutely love Achilles, and she is. And like when they're fighting their different monsters, like in episode what episode is that?
Is that Initiation? It's up a little bit.
8. Episode 8. Yeah, when they're in episode 8 and they're fighting their 2 monsters, they kind of show a little hint as to who she is, because she does this jump, lunge, stab, which is Achilles' signature move in Troy, the movie Troy. Like, he jumps side and stabs somebody through the neck.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's my girl. But like in season 2, which we'll eventually watch season 2, they have this whole little montage of her like suiting up and fighting, and I'm like, oh, I love this. But she's a tie with Sun. Like, I love Sun. Sun is a beast. Like, he's funny, but he's a beast, and I do like his weapon a lot.
I do want to give a special
There's
shout
a
out.
huge gap. Huge. Like, Yang is at, like, is heaven. They're, like, somewhere, like, on Earth. You know? Like, I love Yang. Yang is my girl, bro.
Okay, that measurement threw me off. I was like, that's a big difference. I don't even know if they can really be a second place.
No, it's a second. It's just, huge gap.
Yeah.
Just massive.
Oh, man. But I do want to definitely give a special shout out to Penny.
I'm combat ready.
Yeah, so first I was like, she ain't got no weapon. How she gonna do this? Man, she pulled out and turned into Urza from Fairy Tail. I was like, she's OP. She's literally S tier already. Like,
Yeah, got the blades coming out.
yeah. Who's the girl on League of Legends? I want to say.
Oh, I don't know. It's been years since I played
my
League.
gosh.
I don't know.
Well, she has that like blade mastery, like they circle around her. Pretty much the Urza in Fairy Tail. When she has all the blades, and I was like, she is OP. And then we're just gonna jump around for this part.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh yeah.
When they literally just put her in the limo and was like, you know better. You can't be bringing out all the just reel it back in. Your time
she
will come.
apologizes and stuff.
Yeah, I was like, oh, she's OP. She's OP. She's probably the top 10.
I just love
Top
how
5.
like Ruby's like, back up. She's like, it's okay. I'm combat ready.
Right. I was like,
Ruby's like, how is she doing that?
The bad dude, whatever his name is, he's like, these kids keep getting
Torchwick.
weirder.
right. I was like, why are you so calm saying this? I was like,
It cracks me up, man.
Torchwick is the most hilarious
What is up with these
antagonist I've
kids?
ever
It's
seen.
like, oh, we trying to make money.
Well, like when you first I will say RWBY is a really good main character, because like when you first meet her, they're like, get out this store. She's like, are you robbing me?
right.
Like,
I was so lost. I
and
was
he's like, yes. She was, oh, and it just whoops him. Like, she is comedy, bro. Like she has so many comedic parts. Like, when, like in John, when he kind of figures out his semblance, and then he's fighting like the bear, and Pyrrha like moves his shield to help. She goes, "What?" And then she just stares at Pyrrha, and she was like, "What was that?" She was like, "Well, you have your speed." That's not really her semblance, but whatever. Like, okay. You have your speed. And she was like, such and such has this. She was like, mine is polarity. Ruby, oh, you can control poles. Weiss is like, no. And then like when they find out that Blake is what she is, a faunus, she's like, she does like tuna. I was just like, oh, and then that same area, like, they're like, where she jumps in and helps, like, Weiss. They're like, oh, from a little girl in a skirt. Hey, it's a combat skirt. Yeah! Like, high five. Like, so stupid. Like,
I love
she
those
is
parts.
Hilarious.
The only person I really had, like, on and off switch with, but I really don't like her if I had to, like, choose someone I don't like, is the Snow White one, Weiss.
Yeah, well, yeah,
I'm like,
she's annoying.
She's snobby.
But she's written that way, right? Because she's privileged.
And I'm like, come on, grow, adapt, like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you asking her to grow and adapt in an hour.
Yeah. No.
I wanted it. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, how long have y'all been friends? Like, this should have grown a lot faster.
They haven't been friends that long.
Season 1's probably a time lapse of like fall semester.
Yeah, it's not that long.
Of their freshman year.
It's not that long.
Depend on your teammates. Communicate with your teammates. But don't just go to some random. I'm like, if y'all feeling like this, why are you acting like this? If you literally are jealous that she went to the random.
Well, because they both had their reasonings, right? Mm-hmm. So if you look at White Fang, they are a terrorist group.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they impact her family, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, she has whole reason to be pissed off. And then she didn't know that Blake was a faunus. Right. And then that's why she was like, and I like, even when she's apologizing, she's so bossy. Right. And it cracks me up. Like, Blake was like, I'm not with them anymore. I apologize. Because like, Blake knows she overreacted too. And she's like, stop. She's like, you know how long we've been looking for you? 12 hours. That's giving me 12 hours to think about this. And then she apologizes. But, like, she's genuine with her apologies. And that's one thing I do like about her. Mm-hmm. And, like, she's really quick to self-reflect. Because even when she was mad that RWBY was the leader, and she goes and talks to, like, the teacher, he's like, that's preposterous. He was like, proof and point. Your reaction right now. That's why you shouldn't be in charge. He was like, instead of trying to be in charge, be a better person. What does she do? In less than a day, she reflects on it, goes, apologizes to RWBY in her rude way, and is just like, I will try to be a better person. Also, by the way, your answer's wrong. Like, so yes, she is, out of RWBY's team, like Team RWBY, she is my least favorite.
Yeah.
But my least favorite character, because I just cannot stand him, is John. John is so damn annoying. I cannot stand him.
He does not like John.
Please give me an example.
Because he is useless. Like, he can't fight. He's always trying to mac, and he can't do that. He's a sissy. One funny point was when, like, and he's an idiot. He doesn't listen to people. Like, Pyrrha's like, that's not the relic. He's just like, I'm gonna grab it anyway. And then he screams, and Yang's like, some girl's in trouble. That kills me every time. I know it's coming. Every time makes me laugh. Yeah. She's like, Blake, did you hear that? Some girl's in trouble.
Why was he, and correct me if I'm wrong, was he the only one that had a family heirloom?
Still,
Basically.
Everybody else has like their own weapons because they went through combat school later.
He didn't.
He did not. He forged his transcripts to get into Beacon. And Beacon's like a high-level academy. So Osmond must have saw something else other than the transcripts to let him in. Like, there's another...
Yeah, he saw potential in him.
There's another reason, because you're going to see this transcript that looks awesome, but the guy shows up in a shield and a sword.
Right, and it's phony. Like, it's trash.
Right.
I'm like,
Well, that's the
nothing
thing,
about
though.
your
Like,
gear is nice.
Even if it was trash, like, the weapon doesn't make the person, right?
No.
I mean, you look, honestly.
I mean, that's the scythe gun.
No, the scythe is really good.
That could make a lot of people.
No,
straight off
but
the
you
bat.
have to know how to use it. Like, that is a very intricate, and what's his
Yeah,
name says
she had
that.
to get
It's a
specially
very
trained, yeah.
intricate one, and her uncle is the one who taught, because he uses one.
Michael
Crow.
Crow, yeah.
Crow is he's sick too.
You'll like
yeah,
him
you
when
meet
you
him
meet
later.
him.
I mean, they gassing him up.
No, Crow is legit.
Crow is
The only
really,
person that I know that's nice with the scythe is Crow. She's like, oh, that's my
Uncle Crow.
I'm like, all right, he's definitely
No, he's sick. But look at Yang, right? I love Yang, but you take her weapon. Like, a lot of the other ones have better weapons because she has to be, for the most part,
in range.
very close. Yeah. Now she can shoot like little beams out or whatever, but a lot of them have other things. Weiss has her glyphs that she can do all this crap. Like,
and I'm like,
Blake's got like Heavenly Sword basically. Yeah. Like, if you ever played the game Heavenly Sword, that is literally Blake. She has a giant kind of broadsword. She can then do 2 smaller swords, and then she has the ribbons to do long range attacks. She's probably the most well-rounded weapon wise. Yeah. But let's see, I'm trying to think. I almost said who she was. Do you know who Nora is on Juniper? So Juniper's team, you have John. John is so easy because his name is John Arc. Joan of Arc. Juniper. So N is Nora.
I didn't even peep all this. Okay.
Yeah, he's Joan of Arc. Which Joan of Arc in myths is actually a boss. That's why it pisses me off even more. Anyway,
case in point.
Nora. Do you know who Nora is? Nora, the one with the hammer.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Thor.
Wow.
Yeah, she's Thor. Now you get even more reasoning in season 2 or 3. Yeah, 3. You find out a little bit more why she's Thor. Okay. But her incredible strength, because like she's doing stuff like, you're like, she's this size. How is she hitting these things? Right. So that's kind of your hint, and obviously the hammer. But she's Thor. Juniper. We already talked about Pyrrha. She's Achilles. And then, what's his name? Ren? Ren is the hardest one.
I think he's Mulan.
He is Mulan. Okay. I already told you he was Mulan.
Okay.
He's Mulan. And his kind of makes sense later.
You find that much,
so I just don't have no information yet.
Yeah, no, they're all based on myths or fairy tales.
But the series really good. Like season 1, it just gives you a taste. And then, like, season 2, you get a little more. As the seasons progress, you learn more and more about each character. Okay. That's the one thing about this series. They don't just fully dump all this information on you. It's throughout all these seasons that you learn more and more, and you learn new characters. You actually meet Adam. You actually meet Crow. You actually meet their dad. Like, you meet all these people, and you see their backstory, and you're like, oh, that's why Yang's this way. That's why Blake's this way. That's why Ruby's this way. This is why Ruby has silver eyes.
That's why Weiss is the way she is.
Yes.
Weiss's
backstory is very...
Yeah, it's rough. Like, even though Blake is a faunus and they've been treated wrong, like, you would think she maybe has, like, the toughest... Weiss's backstory is rough.
I mean, the way, talking it out with you guys and now, like, reflecting back on, like, the story, I'm like, okay, that makes a lot of... I still don't like your Weiss, but I understand.
Yeah, Weiss is rough. What's up? What you got?
So, I got a question. There was only 2 main fights in this whole season 1. Which one was your favorite?
2 main fights.
So,
are you talking
the
about
forest or the one with Torchwick at the end?
Yeah, okay, that's what I figured.
It's those 2. Out of those 2, which one was your favorite?
I'm gonna say.
And tell me why.
I'm gonna say the finale one.
So the one with Torchwick?
Yeah, because I think I was just most surprised. Like, I was, like, literally glued to the screen for that one. Like, I enjoyed the Forest one, but I'm, like, I was engaged for the final. And then, I don't know. I saw my son Wukong. So I'm going to always be biased towards him. How about you?
Mine's going to be the Forest. I like aspects of the finale. Like, I like Wukong's part and the reveal of Penny, who's, by the way, Pinocchio. She...
Yo!
You find out later.
Pinocchio?
Yeah,
if you think about her swords that were out, they were on
because
strings.
she's a puppet
She's on
master.
Yeah, and she's not human. She's an android. So
okay.
basically a very fancy puppet.
Yeah. That explains so much.
Yeah, but
I gotta rewatch this.
When I first watched this, I was like, dude. No, the one person that was really hard for me to figure out was Yang, because I was like, she doesn't really fit. I'm like, yeah, she has gold hair, like Goldilocks, but I was like, that doesn't really fit her. So I had to look her up, and they said, yeah, she's Goldilocks. I was like, okay. I mean, I guess it works, but I mean, Goldilocks was kind of annoying. Like, she's a boss. Like,
yeah.
But
your bias is all over.
Hey, man, she be throwing hands. I love any character that throws hands. Like, you can have a fancy weapon and stuff. Out here throwing hands.
Yeah,
I love it.
She is. And just for everyone that's listening, I want you guys to tell me if I'm wrong. In the trailer for Goldilocks, does she do the Hajime no Ippo Dempsey roll in that montage where she like puts that turtle shell and she's waving and doing that figure eight?
Yeah, that's
and
just
then boom, boom, boom. That Dempsey roll was nostalgia at its best.
But the reason I like the Forest one the most is you see them cement themselves as two really good teams, but RWBY's team cements itself as the top dog team. You see John's team come together, and you see his leadership quality, right? So they're fighting the Scorpion, and they're fighting. He notices that there's something wrong, kind of like with its stinger. So they're fighting it. He yells to Pyrrha. He's like, Pyrrha, and she immediately understands what he wants. She throws the shield, cuts it. He yells, Nora, like hammer the nail or whatever. She boom. Teamwork between her and Pyrrha. Pyrrha puts her shield up so that she can get some height when she blasts off of it, and she blasts off like a child because she's like on her hammer, like ha ha ha. And
she is a child. They're all children.
Yeah. And then she like hammers it down, like, which funnily enough, like they say that all the time. In like that was in the Avengers. Like he was like, I put the hammer down, like Thor.
Okay.
So that was kind of funny to me. But then you have the whole kind of sequence with RWBY's team after that, like where they're fighting the crow and Yang is the distraction. So she goes in there and just like, I hope you're hungry, freaking firing it out in the mouth, kind of annoying it. And then Weiss is like, they basically set it up. Blake shoots her ribbon out, makes like a slingshot, and Weiss is like, only you would come up with this plan. and like their little interaction, she was like, can you make the shot? And she RWBY's like, can you make the shot? Weiss is like, can I? She was like, can you? She's like, yes, I can. And then what happens? They fire RWBY. RWBY uses her weapon like a beast to give her more power. And then after the first couple like steps, that's all RWBY. Like Weiss helps her like by grounding her. But if you look, the glyphs are gone. That is 100% RWBY running up and using her scythe to keep her going up and up and up. And then she cuts that thing's head off. And even John's team, like they're like, whoa.
I didn't think that. Okay.
Yeah, like they peep. They're like, Team RWBY is a beast, but RWBY is insane.
Okay.
Like RWBY has a whole bunch of potential. So
yeah, I can see it.
And she's the youngest.
And she's the youngest. She's not even technically supposed to be in Beacon
She's
yet.
Right.
She's
2
She's
years.
supposed to still be in what's it called? Something with an S.
Yeah. Not
Salem.
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 No, Sindel.
Sindel. Just
Maybe. Maybe something like that. But yeah, she's 2 years early, basically. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like, so that just cemented her as a character. And then, of course, she does her little pose right at the end.
Yeah, of
which,
course.
you know,
Main character
hero
pose,
pose.
yeah.
All right? Like, she kills it. You can't be mad. But yeah, that cemented, like, everybody looks at, like, the crow falling, and they're like, they just did that.
Yeah.
Like, they did that. Like, give them their licenses. They're hunters already.
So I do have a question.
Okay.
And I don't know why I'm drawing blanks on names right now, but the president guy, the one that enrolled
Osmond.
Osmond. Yeah.
Is he really good, or is he really actually a villain?
Oh, no. He's
good.
Yeah, he's good.
Isn't
There's a
he-
lot more
he's-
to him.
He's the Wizard of Oz, right?
Yeah, he's the Wizard of Oz. That's who he's supposed to be. And then
You
what's her
learn
name?
more.
His
Professor
secretary.
Goodwitch.
She's the Good Witch in what's that? What's the Wizard of Oz?
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. So
She's hacks.
yeah, Glenda the Good Witch.
Yeah, she's hacks. Her scene saving Ruby from the.
Cinder.
Are you robbing me?
Yeah, from
people, I was
from
like,
Cinder's crew.
I'm like, why is she so comfortable?
Well, you
Oh, dude, her in season 2 is hilarious because like they have like a whole food fight or whatever. Literally destroy the calf. This woman just walks in, just fixes everything, and while basically like disciplining them, she was like, "I can't believe you kids," and just everything is just fixing itself. Like,
children, please do not play with your food.
yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I'm excited,
that
I'm
was
excited.
I think that's in episode 1. Like,
Yeah,
that fight sequence is actually legit.
Okay.
But yeah,
So
no.
season two is good, but
Yeah,
season
first
1 as a
3
whole.
are amazing.
All right, you guys have recruited a new fan because I definitely seen this back in 2013. A couple episodes, the timing of the episodes kind of like threw me off. I was like 6 minutes for a weekly episode.
Well, it was also hard to find them too. When they first came out, you had to go on Rooster Teeth's website. Like you had to, and they were weekly. So it's like you're waiting weekly for like
6
3 minutes.
Yeah,
like what
I'm
the
like,
heck?
this is hard
Because they didn't increase. Like sometimes you might have like a 10-minute episode, and then the next week's episode is like 5 minutes. You're like, what the
Right,
heck?
Yeah, the longer ones are more like either the fighting or like the really storytelling ones.
Right. Yeah, so that's kind of like why I fell off on it. But now that I can binge a good amount of it, yeah, I'll probably finish
Yeah, 'cause
this
all-
one
It
through
probably
eight are
didn't get
on,
longer until probably season 3 and 4.
Each season got longer, and then it started getting like half an hour episodes. Like I was like, all right,
Yeah.
now you're doing too much.
So, shout out to our old friend. I don't know if you guys finished it. So will you continue?
Oh, will I continue? Yeah.
You already finished it?
I was like, what are you?
You finished 1 through 8?
Wait,
All the
what?
volumes? All of the volumes?
Oh, of Ruby?
Yeah.
I have.
She has. Like I said, I really kind of don't like the path they went after Monty
They're-
unfortunately died.
I mean, what volume was that?
So
He
volume-
died after
volume 3.
volume 3. So
Volume-
4 is all right in my opinion.
And then 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
The
It just
path
turns
they
into
take
way
is-
too much of a drama.
It's very dramatic.
Yeah, it's kind of like it everything is like depressing. Like there's
It's
like
very depressing.
Yeah, there's like no good. I'm just like, why are we always sad?
Right.
Like this was such an upbeat anime. Like even when the chips were down, like they as a team came together and like done, persevere. Like no, we came together. We still lost. We suck. Like I was like, all right, bro, I'm done. I'm done with this.
Okay.
Like.
Well, all right. I'll just
But yeah.
continue to season 3.
Yeah,
or-
but no. Will if we were doing will I continue? Like obviously yes, I would. And I'd have to force myself that like I think I've said it on here before, but I have OCD, so like I have to finish things unless it's horrible. Like
He's
Psycho.
got me. He's got me. I kind of told him.
Like yeah, so she'll tell me. Like I'm like, all right, so what happened in this one? And then it'll piss me off. I'm like, really?
Yeah, there were
That's
some
what they
episodes
did.
that pissed me off.
I'm just like,
too.
all right, I'm done. I was like, I'm so tired of this show.
Right.
But like
Yeah.
like Psychopaths, I said like on Will I Continue that I hate. Right? I ended up going back and finally finishing it. Stupid Twilight movies. Right? I had a girl at the time. She wanted to watch them. Hated them. They were stupid.
You hated
I
Twilight?
can't stand those. The only movie that I liked.
Do you have a heart, sir? Or
Yeah,
are you a
I
vampire?
don't need to see the horrible acting. Right? horrible. And why? What? Vampires glitter in the sun? Really?
Hey.
Nah, they're supposed to burn and die. Unless they're Blade. Shout out to Blade.
Yeah, I like that.
But the only one out of those I think I liked was Eclipse, because that's the fight one. Like everybody fighting in that one. I'm like, all right, this is sick.
Okay,
yeah, let's
okay.
fight. Like that's the only one I like. Jasper, he's a G.
Yes, he's a beast.
Jasper, like I'm gonna fight all y'all. Only
All
person
topic.
who won is Alice, because she can read his damn mind.
I know
That's it.
she's
Hacks.
tough. She's tough. Do you think they'll do a Twilight with the daughter? All
I hope
grown up?
not.
I would. That's the last.
There
one I
is
wanna
a
see,
there
and
is
I'm
a
good.
book. There is a book where they have Twilight in Edward's point of view.
I don't care about no Edward.
There is a book.
What's that mean?
So I don't know. I don't know if the author's gonna
Okay,
do
anyway,
it.
we're paying way too much on this. So what I will say is, what does that book have to do with anything? He said, will there be a Twilight about the child?
There's
Well,
no book
a
about the child.
There you go. Why
Okay.
did we have to bring up a book about Edward's point of view?
Because I'm a woman and I was just playing out more facts
yeah,
than needed.
no, I don't need it.
Anyway, back to RWBY.
Trash.
Back to RWBY. Let's
Yeah,
leave the
that's-
vampires alone.
See,
All right, let's
you
go
got a
back to
bonus
Grimm.
review. Twilight, trash. There you go.
CJ thinks it's trash. Ace thinks it's good. I'm
Yeah, I enjoy
I'm in
Twilight.
between on it. Anywho, so RWBY. I mean, I guess we already said like whose characters do we think? Okay, so if we can't answer this, and I can't answer this because of we've watched it, but what do you think? What do you see is going to happen next in season 2?
What are your predictions?
What's your predictions?
There you go. See, short and concise.
Bringing out the Will I Continue. What's your prediction? Since you have not seen the whole shebang.
I guess they should eventually get their licenses.
Okay.
Maybe adventure
Okay.
on some missions.
Okay.
Does the sister graduate before them? Oh no, because they actually
No,
went at
they're all in
time.
the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
year, too.
Yeah, they're all the same year.
I forgot. As soon as I said it, I was like, they literally was like, "You're coming to school with me." I don't know. What am I missing?
No, that's why she was asking.
I just want to know what you think's gonna happen next because, like, when I first watched it, I was more so like, oh, I'm just gonna watch them go through 4 years of school, and I was like, okay. And then all the seasons happened, and I'm like, yeah.
Okay. So with this one, I like completely just enjoyed it as a fan.
Okay.
The animation, I enjoyed it because it gave me Kingdom Hearts vibes. I was about to say cutscenes. The way they animate look like cutscenes from a video game, like you said earlier, which I enjoyed. And then the comedy, the music, I loved it. That was phenomenal, just like Kingdom Hearts. I loved the music in Kingdom Hearts, so I kind of just enjoyed it. I wasn't really paying attention too much to the drama part.
Well, they're not. There
There's
really
not much.
isn't much in season 1.
Mm-mm.
But basically, you were like just enjoying it, not
Yeah.
trying to think of what's coming up. Basically,
I was,
That's
which is
good.
fine. That's how I was.
That's good.
Honestly, I didn't. When I watched season 1 and I finished it, I was just hyped for season 2. Like I wasn't like, oh, I wonder what they're gonna do. I was just like, I can't wait for season 2.
Yeah.
I just thoroughly just enjoyed it. And then now that you guys are putting the correlation to the mythical part of it, I'm like, okay, let me start paying attention to like these characters and the other people, because like Ren, his team, I literally was like, go back to Ruby's team. I was
the only person I really liked from there. Well, I liked Nora too, but is Pyrrha. That's it. I really liked her. She was funny. Like she was, without trying to be funny, was funny. Like, because every time she would like pin John to something, she'd be like, sorry. Like, it was just funny. And like, you can peep that she's interested in him for some stupid reason. I don't know why.
But have a love interest.
But I think, never mind. You find out in season 2 why she's interested in him. I forgot. But yeah, no. I really enjoy this. We can get into ratings.
Yeah, we can get ratings.
So you go first, Miss Jess.
Oh,
what do you rate out of 10?
10 all day.
10? Okay. What
10
about you,
all
Ace?
day.
I'm gonna give it between an 8.5 and a 9 because I just thoroughly enjoyed it. But because I was like multitasking and stuff, like I don't think I got able to enjoy it in its full entirety. Like to really just sit down and just watch it. But definitely interested in season 2 and 3 based off your recommendations. So I'm gonna give it like an 8.8.
Oh my god, you and these stupid points.
I just wanted your reaction.
So logically, I would probably give this an 8. And the reason being, animation outside of the fights is really janky, like really janky. The music is good. That alone would give me, I would give it like a 12. Because I am a huge fan of music, as I always say, and Casey Lee Williams' range is insane. Yeah. But yeah, the animation's kind of janky. Some of the characters I just really wasn't interested in, John being one of them. But like some other ones, like granted, you find out more about her later, but like when they introduced Cinder, I actually didn't really care about her. Like, oh, she's a big bad coming up. I was more interested in Torchwitch or whatever his name is, because he was funny. Like, I was like, I need more of him. I don't know, Miss Emo Goth with the shining red eye. Like, I don't need that.
Yeah.
So like, so I don't know, but I'd give this a 9, and that's purely because the fights are amazing and the music's amazing
and the choreography.
Yeah. Monty, he was a boss. Like that was one thing he really focused on. He wanted the martial arts to be great, so he did motion capture and all that stuff for that. So, shout outs to him again. Unfortunately, he passed, but shout outs to Monty. He was a beast. But
I got a random fact for you. Ready for this?
What's the random fact?
So we love Casey, shout out to her for singing. Guess how old she was when she was singing for RWBY?
19.
12.
What?
Holy
crap!
I was guessing. I was like,
she was born in 1998.
Oh my gosh! No wonder she sounds
12.
kind of young in some of them.
So all the trailers of her singing, she was 12 years old singing.
And
that
she
range.
has like an opera voice.
God.
She has like a soul. She has so many different niches that she could like do an album for. Like she got talent.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, so
CJ, what are you guys watching next week?
Yeah, so we are going to watch. Let's see.
Oh, but 2 seconds.
Yeah,
that Snow White trailer. Y'all need to check it out and tell me if y'all get the shivers of just how good that range is. It just hit different. All right, go ahead. We're watching.
You know what? We're gonna do a classic, and I'm gonna force myself to do this because I'm not a huge fan of this genre. We're gonna do a Ghibli movie, Spirited Away. We're gonna watch that. It's a very wildly like loved
that
movie.
Was on Toonami, wasn't it?
Probably, but yeah, we will be doing Spirited Away for next week. But until then, if you have anything, hit us up. But I've been CJ.
This is Ace.
And I'm Jess.
And we will catch you next AA meeting.